From a city that has hosted 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the New York Giants taking on the New Orleans Saints. Taken at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
And now the Saints get set to trot out there.
Carr going to throw right away.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A very solid gain of 27.
Well, this defense certainly knows they're going to have their hands full trying to slow down this passing game. Here's an example on the very first play from scrimmage. I think we'll see some different looks, maybe some pressure from different places, but it didn't work there, and it's a quick first down.
And they'll fake the jet sweep there and instead hand to Kamara.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1.
Again, it's Kamara. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
That was an example of excellent defense there. They stuffed them. So now he brings up a 3rd down situation. If I'm calling plays here, I make sure I put it in the hands of my quarterback and get it to a receiver real fast. I'm not running the ball here.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. Pushing through the contact. And he's got room. They can't tackle it. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5.
47 yards rushing for him here. What a start to the ball game. It's 1st and goal.
A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I go right at them with another momentum play. I go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
Carr to throw on 2nd down. So he stopped for no gain. And now we've got a 3rd and goal situation. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Carr now on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Saints.
Chris Olave.
A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Saints will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
That was a big throw right there on 3rd and goal.
And the defense has to be prepared for you to throw the ball on 3rd and goal. Because really 2nd down, 2nd and goal, that's your play action time, and you're not sure whether they're going to run it or throw it. 3rd down, you're usually sure they're probably going to pass it. Even more impressive that they got it done, and on the opening drive of the game.
Let's go, baby. Turn it up.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And able to get this out to the 25.
New York set to take the field.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
And Saquon going to have a Giants 1st down as he'll be brought down at the 38-yard line.
After a couple of seasons of battling injuries, the former #2 overall pick returned to Pro Bowl form with over 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns. Just as important, played 16 games and handled over 350 touches, essentially carrying the Giants' offense.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 2.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley.
And this is into the hands of Campbell downfield.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
Hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Jones with a handoff to Barkley.
And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down.
And he'll get this down only to the 18. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Throwing, Jones. Looking for his receiver, sharp, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Saints are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
Bobby Okereke running in and bringing him down.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
And Carr's throw complete there to Johnson.
Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a long night. Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one. But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Here's Carr.
And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fielded just inside the 20.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return.
And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive.
A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now Jones.
This one goes out wide for Barkley.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield, but as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a 1st down.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else he'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
2nd and 7, operating from the 34.
Looking to throw. Jones. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a 1st. Operating from the gun, Jones. Flush to his right.
That he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So Jones off, Graham Gano on here for the New York Giants field goal.
From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. Gano's kick is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they get the 3. It was 4th and 1, and I think you were doing what I was doing. I was looking down at the sideline. I'm not sure the offensive unit wanted the 3. They wanted to go for it.
But when have we ever seen a unit that didn't want to go for it in that situation,
That's true.
right? Sometimes it's just way more important to have the points on the board than to worry about any type of a gamble.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff.
From his end zone, here's Rashid Shaheed.
And he's going to be out of bounds on the return. Not a great return. They'll start back around the 17. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays. That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
So not quite a 1st down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Play action. Now it's Carr.
Olave over the middle.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 3rd catch of this 1st half for him, and this one is a 1st down. Now Carr. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. 3rd catch of this 1st half for him, and this one is a 1st down. On play action, it's Carr. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
He already came through for them on this drive. No surprise that they were hoping he could do it again.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that's incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Carr again. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there.
Buried behind the line by Azeez Ojulari.
Ojulari continuing to look like a real presence for the Giants. 5.5 sacks and 3 forced fumbles in only 7 games in 2022. Let's see what the pace looks like for him if he's able to avoid the injury bug.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this is a beauty as that ball is going to angle out at the 6-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw taken in by Slayton.
And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down.
But certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
And his throw here's incomplete.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Off play action. Jones. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That was a long pass attempt downfield, and the ball was popped up in the air. And how come things go from really fast to almost slow motion when the ball's up in the air and the defender's unable to haul it in before it hits the ground?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Off the play fake. Jones. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Boy, that ball's just hanging up there waiting to be intercepted. That looked doomed from the start, but they took the deep shot anyway, and fortunately, it winds up incomplete.
On 4th down, Jamie Gillen on to punt for the Giants. Deep for New Orleans is Rashid Shaheed.
We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10.
The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go as we eke closer and closer to intermission. Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Carr to throw on 3rd and 1.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
That close on 3rd down, I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on 3rd and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball on any down and distance. But that short, I do question the call. Run the football and pick it up.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 23.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And they will take over 1st and 10.
New York set to take the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And he goes out right around the 39. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down. Back to throw. Jones. This one is Slayton over the middle. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Clock rolling as the Giants will hurry to the line. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Back to throw again. That ball caught by Campbell. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Saints are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
Carr now on 1st down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing now is Carr. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw is Carr.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Two yards to go, 2nd down.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. From midfield, here's Carr. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards.
They've looked his way quite a bit, and in my estimation, as well they should.
So that's now 5 catches in this first half alone.
And he picks up another first down. He's been an important part of their offense here early.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. This is complete to Michael Thomas.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
4 seconds left, and there's the timeout. In field goal range and a chance to tack on 3 before intermission. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Giants offense set to begin this third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hopefully they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing, Jones.
Running free at the 45.
And just shutting him off there.
Still going.
And he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 64 yards.
Just a breakdown there defensively. It looked like someone got their wires crossed because no one seemed to pick him up at all. He's running free, and there's not a quarterback in the league who's going to miss that throw. That's a huge play.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, a 12-yard touchdown run.
And the Giants are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half.
Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's second down.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screen play is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle him for just a short gain.
Second down and 6 now from the 26.
Carr going to throw.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. From the gun, it's Carr. And this one is incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
A quick throw there is incomplete. Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion forced there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
That is caught, and he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A couple of first downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. Oh, able to avoid him. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
I would say that's what you call a whole lot for a little, huh?
When you bust that move out of the bag, you hope for more than 4 yards, but hey, 4 is what he got.
Here's 2nd and 7.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Thomas brings it in. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 28. A good pickup there at 22. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think that run gives us evidence that the defense is getting a little bit tired out there. They've been out in the field for a long time, and that last run, they just cut right through them.
From the 23, here's 2nd down and 5.
They run it again with Kamara. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
81 yards rushing now for Kamara. It's a first down.
Those are the types of runs they told us they want to see more of. Look, they'd love the 60 to 70-yard runs, but those 10 to 20-yarders, they can help you win a ball game.
And that means everyone's invested because you know the big guys up front, that's what they do. They try and move people. But when you get your perimeter guys involved downfield.
Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints have taken the lead.
So this game tied at the half, but we are tied no more. A touchdown there on the opening sequence of this 3rd quarter.
And what a great drive put together by their offensive coordinator. He had a plan, and they executed it almost to perfection, coming right out of the locker room. Now they're feeling good about their chances here in the second half.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. New York ready to go again offensively. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards. Defense really kept him in check running the football in the first half. Maybe that'll be a spark for him here in half two.
So two words come to mind for me. Resilient, because he has to keep bouncing back after some limiting runs. And how about relentless? Keep going, knowing that you may pop one as he just did there.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 13 yards, good for a giant first down. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Two things to watch. First is strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
Now Jones. To Barkley on the check down. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
Here's Jones to throw on 3rd down. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back, who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
So Jones off, Graham Gano on here for the New York Giants field goal. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. Gano's kick is good, and that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers? It's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Let's get some luck.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
To throw, it's Carr.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And they'll bring him down right around the 13. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's second down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Carr.
Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football in the places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
Glad to be in the great city of New Orleans, rolling along here in the third quarter, 2nd and 10.
A 10th carry for Kamara. To the 40 and no further. The razzle-dazzle, though, got him a couple extra on the play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Now Carr.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is taken at the 15. The 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over.
And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Taken down by Pete Werner.
It may be only a gain of 3 yards, but that back, he deserves a lot more credit on the play. That could have easily been stopped at the line, but his vision and his determination found some space to turn it into that modest gain.
Jones looking to throw on 2nd down. And that'll be incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick-6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis.
Jones.
That's caught by Waller out left side. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try and make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 90 yards rushing now for Barkley. It's a 1st down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Jones throw on target to Shepard.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
In motion right, Campbell. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Jones now on 3rd down.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. Fighting him off. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Jones.
And this one's going to sail on him a bit, and it's incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That pass was into the end zone, but it was tipped up in the air, and that leads to a few anxious moments. Who's going to come up with it? Defenders want that ball knocked to the ground at the worst, hopefully intercepted. In this case, you've given the chance for the offense to come by and pick it up, but instead, it ends up on the ground.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a 1st down. And since the penalty occurred in the end zone, move the ball to the 1-yard line.
1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Costly penalty.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. Back to throw. Jones. Touchdown, Giants.
Daniel Bellinger.
From a yard out.
And the Giants have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. Well, down in this part of the field, CD, they'd love to get him the football, and right there, a little pitch and catch for the score.
Yeah, and he's such a weapon when it's that close to the end zone, and they love being able to rely on him to make those kind of catches. Talk about trust, talk about confidence, and he produces.
Extra point try good by Gano, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here.
We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10
at their own 19-yard line.
He'll start with a give to Kamara.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
From the 20, here's a 2nd down and 9.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Kayvon Thibodeau,
the outside linebacker, coming up to drop him for a loss of a full 10 yards.
A big play needed, no doubt. 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
Here we go. This is 4th down.
Now Carr, gotta have this one. He's got a man, complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
I'll tell you what, this
Brian Dable reaching for that challenge flag, and he's going to have the officials review this call.
Gotcha, baby. That's right.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
Carr now on 1st down. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara.
So time for Carr and the Saints.
Down 20-17, just under 2 minutes to go. They need at minimum 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10.
Down in 3. Here's Carr. Alvin Kamara reeling it in on back-to-back plays.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
Brandon, a lot of times you'll see running backs rotate in and out of the game, whether it's a completed pass, a good run, it doesn't matter. Here, not only does he stay in, but they go right back to him, and he makes another nice play. Back-to-back catches.
Carr. Downfield, and he's got Olave.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
Now that is the 2-minute drill at its very best. Get the completion, get a big chunk of yardage, and then get out of bounds to save those timeouts. You cannot do it any better than that.
Here's first down.
Kamara up the middle. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Now Carr. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense.
They'll come to the line now on a 3rd and 6. Throwing his Carr.
His pass caught at the 4. And they're able to stop him short. On 3rd and 6, they'll only pick up 4.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds, and now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
So overtime on the horizon, barring a wild finish here as the kick's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
On 1st down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout.
So the first crack here in overtime goes to the New York Giants as we are back underway.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Throwing, Jones. That is incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants.
Now Jones throwing on 3rd and long.
And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley.
And they'll get him down here at the 23. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. Well, their defense did its job. Now they're going to get the football with a chance to win it.
And it feels like they ran out on the field, and right before they did, they told the offense, don't worry about this. We got you. Okay, we got the situation under control. We'll get it back for you for a chance to win the game, and boy, they did it well.
Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Carr going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10.
Right at the 30. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31.
And the tackle there by Micah McFadden.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 9.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he'll work this one up to about the 38.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Following the penalty, it's Kamara.
The ball is out. Kamara fumbled it. But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
And now we've got a review here. All challenges in overtime, of course, initiated by the replay official here in the stadium.
What can Carr do now with his drive?
And that is nearly intercepted. Oh, that would have changed things here in overtime, but instead, it's just 2nd down.
I know we spent a lot of time talking about how the defensive backs read routes and make plays on the football. How about a good linebacker? Feeling the route, seeing the quarterback, jumps the play, and knocks it away. Really well done.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Once that ball was popped in the air, you could almost hear the silence, the collective breath being held here in the stadium.
Let's be honest about it. We both came out of our chairs, didn't we? All right, anytime you see the ball in the air like that, there is that collective rise, the crowd holding its breath, and boy, oh boy, the moment of truth.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down.
Azeez Ojulari picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Even keeping the back in for extra protection on 3rd down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Giants' drive will start from deep in their territory with a 1st and 10.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10
at their own 13.
He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. This being their 2nd opportunity in overtime, 3rd overall drive, see if they can settle into a rhythm.
And that's what you're looking for. Get a few 1st downs, move the ball downfield, have some confidence, get yourself in a spot where you can at least kick a field goal to win it. But I tell you this, If I'm the play caller, I'm looking at that part of my sheet that says playmakers. Get the ball in their hands, critical situation, now's their time.
Brought down around the 16 or 17. Had a nice move, but couldn't free much space. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up.
Here's 3rd and 7.
Looking to throw. Jones.
Going right side, he finds Slayton. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They go back to that well. He's had a great game. Defensively, they haven't been able to stop him. Same thing here in overtime.
And sometimes that goes to the play caller's ego, because a lot of times you have so many different plays you want to call, but when you spot a matchup that's working for you or a player that has the hot hand, keep giving it to him. That tells me you're mature as a play caller, and it's working for them in overtime.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards and a Giant first down. They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone, because eventually you're going to run into their territory, and that's when they lick their chops in order to get the big hit or a play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
2nd down, here's Barkley again.
And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Now Jones. And this is going to be incomplete.
But there was no trace of nervousness there. He was able to diagnose that play from his linebacker position, stay in excellent coverage, and bat the ball away.
Here's Jamie Gillen now, on for a very important punt here in overtime.
And this will be taken at the 13.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
Well, this is a pretty rare situation here, Charles. You get into overtime, neither team coming through with even a field goal on their first drive. So now, sudden death with the time remaining. Next score wins.
And now I would say that going at it might be a little bit easier for both teams now because they've eased into overtime. That first series, boy, everything on the line then. Now you've seen what a defense is thrown at you. You can make some adjustments, and all you need is 3 points to win it.
Dexter Lawrence able to bust free and get to the quarterback. Boy, that's tough, Charles. First play of the drive, you're hoping to stay ahead of schedule. You take that huge sack, and now you're facing 2nd and a mile.
And the entire time, you were probably thinking the same thing I was. Either get rid of the ball, safely, of course, or go down. The yardage he gave up on that play, that's going to be tough for them to make up.
And he takes us across the 15 to the 17.
So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. Carr to throw. Oh, and that is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Here comes the Saints punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And it's fielded at the 34. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The New York set to take the field.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. They'll come up 2nd and 7. Here's a fake on the sweep as they'll go instead with Barkley.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Jones. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
He's got this to the 30 before being taken down.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. So it all comes down to the right foot of Graham Gano. And the Saints signal for another timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here in OT. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And the Giants win the football game. And for the visitors, it is going to be a happy flight home. It is always such a treat, Charles, in the NFL when you can go on the road and get a victory, and that's exactly what they accomplished here today.
Oh, the trip home so much sweeter, isn't it? All the noise they heard before, how tough it is to win on the road, how tough it is to play in this stadium, how hyped up that crowd's going to be. They just used it as fuel, came in full of confidence, believed in themselves, and got it done.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. Till next time, we say so long from the Bayou.